Would you want to put out there, but hey, only draft me if you really think I'm good enough and not for all these other reasons, obviously because of your dad, or you're just like, hey, man, whatever gets me there, I'll get there?
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like this is a serious business, and I don't feel like there would be like a thought of I'm just drafting this kid just because of I'm gonna get his dad. Like I don't think a GM would really allow that. So yeah, I've never really thought about like I think I've put in the work and I would get drafted because of the person, not only the player but the person that I am.
Respectfully, he can't be that naive, or maybe. I appreciate the sentiment. Like he should have that attitude. He should, just like he's taking the attitude of like, hey, I don't need to play with my dad. I want to make a name for myself. He should take the attitude of, hey, whatever I get, I'm gonna get because of the player and person that I am. But we all know that ain't the case. Nor should it be. So what I want to talk to you about, like, it's been so long since I talked to you, man, like, it feel like so much has happened, including Bronny James being speculated as a potential first-round draft pick. He has skyrocketed as the conversation around the business decision. Because let's face it, and again, I do not have a problem with this. I don't begrudge Bronny for this. But there's very much a business consideration at play for any team that drafts Bronny James. Honestly, it's primarily a business decision for drafting Bronny James and drafting him early. Because whether LeBron James plays with your team or not in the short term, this is like, who was the Ohio State kid that the Dolphins drafted? And the coach said, you get it, Ted Ginn. You're not only getting Ted Ginn, you're getting Ted Ginn's family. Remember that? That infamous press conference? You're drafting LeBron James when you draft Bronny James. Let's make no mistake about it. Like, does he have some potential on the NBA level? Sure. Does he have genetics on his side? Absolutely. Is he a good kid by all accounts? A hardworking kid? Did he have a nice combine? Did he shoot uncontested shots well? Sure, okay? Could he be a good player? Maybe. But you are drafting Bronny James because of his surname. You are drafting Bronny James because of his father. On the off chance that his father will migrate to your team to live out the dream of playing with his kid, or just be associated with your team once he leaves the Lakers and potentially walks away from the game himself. But like, if Bronny James were Bronny Smith, I don't even have to say it. It's obvious. It's obvious. And that's okay. I don't have a problem with this. I don't begrudge him because of it. But let's not act like that's not what it is. And let's not act like it would be silly. He said it's a serious business. Emphasis on business. It would be smart business, Bronny, for a team to draft you in the hopes of luring your father. That would be smart business. You being a package deal with your father is good for all parties involved.
Well, I'll tell you one way you probably didn't think in 19 or 20, and neither did I, was, hey, I'm making my name for myself because of my mother or father. You didn't think that. A lot of us don't think that way at 19 or 20, and that's okay too. What I respect, I agree with you what you said. Yes,
he shouldn't think that
clearly.
Way. He shouldn't think
clearly.
That way.
But what I like about Bronny James is that he's right about the business in 3 years, in 4 years. Yes, the LeBron James connection. This is where he's wrong. LeBron James connection is going to get him in the door. Already has.
Ain't gonna keep
LeBron James.
Yeah.
LeBron James. But if you really want to be a player who has a long career, nobody's going to care that your last name is James and that you're named after your father.
Right.
Because there are many.
Ask Austin Rivers.
Great, yeah.
For example.
Like there are many great players, but I'm talking about great players because I don't think Doc Rivers will call himself a great player.
Jordan's
He's a good
kid.
player. Jordan's kid, Pippen's kid, Ewing's kid.
Yeah.
All of them have been NBA adjacent and just kind of on the margins, either on the margins or out altogether. There's a Patrick Ewing Jr. who's not in the NBA right now.
But I'm gonna tell you what. But if Michael Jordan were still one of the top, anywhere from 5 to 10 players in the NBA, at the time when his son was eligible to be drafted into the NBA, damn straight they drafted Michael Jordan's son in the first round if it means that Michael Jordan may come with him. That's just common sense. That's not even smart business. That's common sense.
You mentioned that it's a little naive on Bronny's part. It's naive, but it's also a testament to his strength or what he thinks he's up for. Imagine a lot of people would just be lost in the shadow of LeBron James. A lot of people would keep quiet, but he's confident that what he's going to do is going to be enough to keep him in the business. He could be dead wrong. He could be wrong. Go out there.
So many people think.
But I like that.
So many people think it's silver spoon. So many people think he has a silver spoon and he's had easy street when it's actually quite challenging, as many have pointed out, to grow up in those shadows with that expectation, with that name, being constantly compared to, and it's not just compared to a famous father or a successful father, it's being compared to one of the 2 to 3 best players in NBA history. Like, that's a heavy burden. That's adversity in and of itself.
It doesn't stop in the court either. LeBron James, I haven't checked lately, but I think LeBron James has more Instagram followers than the President of the United States. LeBron James has a big voice. He is out there. And so there are a lot of fans of LeBron. There are a lot of critics of LeBron's. And so it's not like, when you play basketball, you have to hear about LeBron James. No, when you just move about in society, in the culture, you're hearing about LeBron because LeBron is more than a basketball player. And for you to be able to deal with that says a lot. Yeah, there are some advantages. There are some disadvantages that nobody thinks about. I'll say that. Nobody thinks about because the cliche thing to do, the most basic B thing to do is to say, well, if I had LeBron James's resources, if LeBron James was my father, if I had LeBron, okay, those are the positives. You're not thinking about the negatives that come with it.
A lot of people would have cracked. A lot of people would have cracked.
He's lived it, and he seems like he's ready for the assignment. I'm rooting for him.
No, I am too. A lot of people would have cracked. A lot of people would have crumbled. And so just to be clear, I want to see the kid succeed. I would love, even if LeBron has let that ship sail, and even if Bronny doesn't really want it, I would have loved to have seen them play together. That would have been cool for as a fan. They obviously got to work out their own father-son dynamic, but as a fan, that would have been cool. How many fathers would not live vicariously through watching LeBron James play NBA basketball with his son? I don't think I've seen anything like that since the Griffeys were in the outfield in Cincinnati many years ago.
Right.
So, I'm rooting for him to be successful. And I'm especially rooting for him to be successful because the alternative is just awful. If he flop, I don't want to see him flop. You don't want to see any of these kids flop, but I don't want to see him in particular flop and not at least be a serviceable NBA player. I love the people that he patterns his game after. That was pretty telling in terms of his approach and his character and his style and what's important to him. But all I'm saying is, from an NBA team standpoint, if you should absolutely be how we talk about certain positions, all things being equal, you're taking a premium position, or even if you're evaluating the roster, you got a younger guy and an older guy, and they about what and what, you're getting rid of the older guy and playing the younger guy, or if you got in football, you got a pass rusher rated as highly as a guard. You're taking the pass rusher. It's like if Bronny James, I beg your pardon, is anywhere close to his peers, tie goes to the runner. Tie goes to the guy whose father has got an opt-out and could potentially be a free agent and may sign with your team. If you're the Lakers, I don't know where they picked, but damn straight he might be their first round. We having a meeting. If I'm Jeannie Buss, we having a meeting. Tell me who's better than LeBron James. They have a first round pick this year, right? Tell me who's better than Bronny James. Make the case for this person being better than Bronny James, because we are not drafting
exactly.
Bronny James in a vacuum. You know,
That's right. Listen,
I'm sorry. I'm prioritizing. Even if Bron got 2 years left, 1 year left, this is a bottom line business. You want to be in the LeBron James business.
Especially you ain't got a top 5 pick. You ain't got a top 10 pick. You better come correct.
You ain't passing on Wemby.
Yeah.
Tell me why. It ain't Wemby. Tell me why we shouldn't make this happen, this reunion happen, this family affair happen. You know how much money? You know how much money they stand to make off of having those two on the same team? I mean, it's lucrative. It's a lucrative opportunity to invest. Oh my God. Oh, it's endless. It's an easy decision. That's the easiest card that you've ever turned in. Easy. Run it up to the podium.
Bronny James.
Easy.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.